Okay, so today I want to go over Unreal Engine environment creation and the basics, kind of like the workflow that you want to approach it from. With Unreal environment creation, it's like any other art, I find, is you want to start with good reference. Getting good reference for an idea. In this case, for this project, I'm going off of my street, and so I have Google Earth, which is a great resource, and I also took photos. Now I'm going to show you my reference because it's where I live, but I started out taking photos of the street and just started laying things out. I go quick and dirty to start out. There's some certain things there's like, oh, I feel like I really have an idea of what this is going to look like the sidewalk here. It's like, oh, I have an exact idea of what I want this to look like, and so I build that out first. And then I do the other streets, maybe throw some cars in there. Quick and dirty, just getting your ideas like on to the level is how I like to work. That isn't how everyone does, but that's just for me. And I also laid out a camera so I can begin looking at like angles and what things look at from different angles. So this is just a preview for you guys of what it looks like, but I set up the camera how I like it. In this case, I'm recreating an anamorphic lens, and so I set that up in the camera. Just bringing in assets, grabbing everything you need, going through and being like, putting in placeholders. In this case, I don't really need to block in like too much with random geo just because it's a street that I have reference for, and so a direct reference that I'm building off of. It's different if you're doing a fantasy environment where you're just creating things from scratch and like adding different things together like from different reference photos. It's like the same but different. In this case, I'm literally just blocking out the street. And here's another example. This is a photo scan that I grabbed literally from my front steps. And so some of these things I am using reference, and some of them I'm quite literally just grabbing from my street. Otherwise, you're going to want to just start collecting assets and throwing them together in something cohesive. So for scale, I grabbed a little man here, I grabbed some cars, I grabbed the street and started throwing those out. I put where my main house is, the one that's going to be the main hero house, I suppose. So kind of grabbing the biggest things that help me block out the scene are going to be what I throw in first. And from there, the whole process from reference to blocking out, you then just take passes basically. So you start out with the blocking, and you just get in more and more important assets and you start building things out. Some things are going to come easier than others. So like this sidewalk was pretty simple. I knew exactly what it needed to be. And then like this wall is pretty simple, and this cement back here is simple. And so just throwing things together in where I know that they're going to be helps me kind of flush out the scene. And then as the scene comes together, I can start adding in like whatever's going to be in here and whatever's going to be in here and going to fill out that space. So start big, start really big with everything, and then just slowly over time shrink down into finer and finer details. So broad strokes to small brush strokes, basically. This is just part one of the series that I'm doing on environment creation. The whole thing is going to be just me going through the process of building out this environment of my street and showing you guys the process I take, the steps to go through, and a whole bunch of tips and tricks. So make sure to like and subscribe and follow along for the next video.